Hello, welcome. My name is Samu. Come along as I monologue. It's probably going to be insanity, but hopefully it's going to be a good one. So stick around. Disclaimers. Yeah, I'm a proper YouTuber now, so that's where we start, Akir. So, disclaimers. I'm Bear. My hair is leopard. We got YouTube serenading us in the background. Algorithm. Yes, so so right now to our discussion today. The discussion is books, what I've learned this week reading books. Now, tiny background is that I used to be an avid reader, and for some reason I fell off. As an avid reader, the one thing you will notice about yourself is that you keep buying books. So I had a stack of books that I hadn't read, and they'd just been waiting for me to read them. So finally this week when I got the time, I was like, you know what? I'm putting my foot down. It's time to read. So I started reading out this book. I actually have it here in front of me. It actually is facing the other way with you guys, but I'm gonna read the title for you. It's called The Art of Making Memories. I know, right? How to create and remember happy memories. That's the book I'm currently reading right now, and that's what intrigued in me this discussion, and the observation thereof of me reading this book just this week alone. Okay, so hopefully these things that I've learned, not learned per se, well, it was a learning curve, but the things that I've observed this week, hopefully they'll come in handy for you too, as they are for me right now, the realizations and the epiphanies. So the first thing that I'm going to touch on is that reading improves your thinking and analytical skills. Yeah, I read. You don't know how badly your brain is spiraling down into a mush of 30 seconds because you watch too much TikTok, too much YouTube shorts, and what you just don't know. So I learned that my brain actually got an upgrade just by reading this book. Now, the second thing is that it blocks out noise. There's noise in my background, but if I were reading right now, I promise you I would drop right straight into that thing and block out that noise. So imagine what it can do for your life in generally. Think about it. We live in an anxiety-ridden society. Even if you don't naturally are not prone to anxiety, you can get secondhand anxiety from other people, especially if you're hypersensitive like me. It can happen. So if you can have an outlet whereby you just block everything and you just stay into this activity, it could be even some other else activity, but in this case I found that books really do have that noise cancelling property about them. Just reading them, YouTube stopped. We continue, we fire on, because whatever, it's going to be all over the place, but it's going to have a message. Stick with me. Stay with me. And then the other thing that I learned just reading books is that it grounds you. Ever feel like your brain is just going all the way and life is just happening and it's going its own way, and you're just there like, you're just holding on to it, and it's like, pick up a book, sit your butt down, and read. I promise you, you will get grounded. I don't know the science of it, but I do have a clue as to maybe why that is so. Because if you can take the time, if you can carve out time for yourself to read instead of watching your TV, instead of going on your socials, instead of being on your phone, just scrolling mindlessly, it takes discipline. It takes discipline. Now, look at this book that I'm reading. Again, it's about making and storing happy memories. Basically, how to train your brain to store happy memories. I don't know about you, but for me, I thought that would. You don't need it. But it turns out you do. Wow, book. Wow. It turns out you do need to know how to properly train your brain to harness and keep your happy, healthy memories. Because we never learn these things from school. Nobody teaches. There's no teacher teaching you how to remember the fun stuff you had, and yet your brain is more prone, it's scientifically proven that it's more prone to remembering something bad instead of good. So if that's the case, why not stay on top of it and learn how to actually train it so that it stays on that? Even when you fall maybe off the wagon, you are able to use and elicit the skills you got from a book. And that's the final and the last thing that reading does. Skills, baby. Skills. I don't know about you. YouTube is great. School is great. But if you can just take down the time to find a subject they don't teach outside of conventional school, sit down and read it, you learn a skill, baby. You learn a skill. And this video, as a monologue, is more directed to myself than it is you as the viewer. As the channel is called, this is a monologue between myself, and I'm hoping that you get something from it, but this is also a reference for me. So to anyone out there, if you've got a book, any book, yeah, I think any book, not textbook, book, there's a difference. I encourage you, go right ahead and start reading. It might change your life quite a bit. Okay, that's all the insanity I have for you today. Until next time, happy watching.